Oh, we could talk about this. This was, I thought, interesting. There's already some people freaking out about it. So, Insomniac confirms, the writers of Insomniac said Spider Man 2 writers confirm Miles Morales is now the main Spider Man in Insomniac's universe. Okay, let's talk about this. I want to give my thoughts on this. So, for one, seemed a little bit obvious by the end of Spider-Man 2. Spoilers, you haven't played the game yet, but by the end, Peter is retiring, or I should say taking a break. He's going to stop being Spider-Man, focus on his relationship with MJ. I'm thinking that's going to give him room to start a family, have a little Mayday and all that kind of stuff. And Miles is going to be taking care of the city. I'm fine with that. I think that works. That makes sense. And in my mind, that doesn't mean they're getting rid of Peter. Peter is still out there. I don't think they're going to kill him. If they do, that would definitely hurt me and I think would be kind of messed up. But I think it's a nice story transition. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people then theorize about, okay, well, what will this mean then for like a Spider-Man 3? Like, let me just read some of these comments. Let me see what, as long as this suit, yeah, don't bring this suit back. Please do not bring this suit back, Insomniac. This was just like an ad for Adidas, and oh my goodness, don't do another ad with them, man. They didn't know how to cook. They did not know how to cook. Okay, but what I think could happen is I see a lot of people going, oh, okay, so when Spider-Man 3 comes out, we'll play mainly as Miles Morales, and then Peter will show up like at the end of the game, save the day, and do that stuff. I'm like, why is nobody talking about the fact of Miles getting a second sequel to his game? Why is it that the next game immediately has to be Spider-Man 3? Like, did Insomniac say they're not making Miles Morales 2? Because that would be my thought. They're definitely having to make a sequel to Miles Morales. Let me bring up my stuff just for background here. Let me see while I talk about this so you don't just have to see my dumb face. Let me see. Where's my playthrough? Okay, there we go. And I'll cover up my own face here.
Welcome, boys. It is...
Okay, so I'll just have that going on in the background. Okay, so I genuinely feel like that has to be the direction, right? So in the next game, it'll be a Miles Morales sequel, and we'll be seeing Miles take on the city by himself, and it'll be a good excuse for why Peter isn't showing up. I'm sure maybe he can still be included in the story. Miles can come to him for advice, being like, oh, being Spider-Man by myself is harder than I thought. Sits down and talks to Peter. We get to see an update. Maybe MJ is pregnant. She's walking around. He's trying to be a father, do other things like that. Then, after Miles has his game, we go to Spider-Man 3. In fact, Miles Morales 2, that game can end on some sort of cliffhanger where Miles is in danger, something bad is happening, and Peter needs to step in. And that segues into Spider-Man 3. I don't know why people immediately are thinking they're just going to go straight into Spider-Man 3. Like, I don't see why they wouldn't give Miles his own game. They set up stuff to continue on, especially with his mom dating that guy that's going to have Silk. So there's going to be a dynamic going on there, and we're going to find out stuff going on like that. So I still think Spider-Man 3 is going to happen with Peter Parker. He'll come back out of retirement. It'll be a big, like, heroic feel thing. There'll be a lot more stakes because this time he'll probably have a daughter. You know, his marriage is on the line. Miles might be in danger. Things got to happen. You know, I want to see that Green Goblin comeback. They've been building up to Green Goblin, and as far as we've seen in this Insomniac Spider-Man universe, Green Goblin has never been a thing. We've only had all his other classic villains like Shocker, Mysterio, you know, Rhino, Kraven, Electro, and also we got to talk about half of those villains are like dead now thanks to Kraven, whether it's the Rhino, Electro, Shocker, Vulture, like they're just dead. They're not coming back for this game. I was running out of Spider-Man villains here, even though I think I saw an interview with Insomniac. They're like, oh, we haven't run out of villains. We got plenty of villains to go through. So I'm fine with the idea of Miles being the main Spider-Man for right now. It makes sense with the story that they have got going on, and in my mind, I know they're bringing back Peter. They're just letting him have his development away from the crime fighting, and I think it's going to make his return feel so much more heroic when he puts the suit on one more time and does all that kind of stuff. Now, okay, looking at the negative side of things, if they just don't bring Peter back or they kill him off, kind of Joel style Last of Us thing, that would feel a little like suckish. That would feel a little like disrespectful. Like, I get Miles is the cool new popular character, and I totally understand. Boy's got some cool powers, but I feel like there still needs to be a level of respect for Peter Parker. He's the OG. He's the one a lot of us grew up with. Now, I'm not saying because he's the OG, he always needs to be above Miles or always needs to be better with Miles, but the man has experience. Experience sometimes goes longer than just having the strength. Although Miles might be a stronger Spider-Man and whatnot, Peter's got the knowledge. Peter's got the years worth of background of being the superhero. That should account for something in the game. So, yeah, I'm cool with Miles possibly being the new main one for now. I think they're just going to go with his sequel game, Miles Morales 2. And then when something's going to happen there, whatever story goes on, it'll end on a cliffhanger where Peter is needed to be coming out of retirement. And Spider-Man 3 will be his big return. Like, we're talking years, man. Miles Morales 2 might not come out for, what, 2-3 years? And then Spider-Man 3, so another 2-3 years? We're looking at Peter Parker returning to Spider-Man in, like, 6 years. That's going to feel really awesome by that time. I think the next game should be called either Spider-Man Origins or Spider-Man Peter Parker. I would love like an origin type game. I don't know if I'd rather them jump into the third storyline, but going back to his origin in early days would be fun. Instead of another Miles game, I hope they give Spider-Man a break and do Daredevil. Yeah, I saw there's like a lot of Daredevil Easter eggs and teases in the new Spider-Man game. I'm like, what's up with that? Is there a Daredevil DLC coming up? Is there something going on there? I want to see that. PlayStation 6 will be a thing during that time. Yeah, you're right. By the time we get Spider-Man 3 with Peter returning, it'll be PlayStation 6 time, and that'll mean something. I don't know. That'd be cool. Maybe we'll have Peter actually touch us. He'll be like, oh, this new PlayStation graphics are nice, man. Peter, go lower. That comment, OG Goblin, not Ultimate. Yes, please. I agree with you. I do not want the Ultimate Goblin. Now, if you guys don't know what he's talking about which version of the Goblin we're going to get for Spider-Man 3. Now, we could either get the Ultimate Goblin, which I just don't like. It's just basically the Goblin hulking out. I know some people are a fan of it. He was in like the beginning of Spider-Verse also, the one that kills Peter B. Parker or whatnot, or the other Peter Parker. And I don't love this version of it. It's like, it's whatever. I'd much rather have OG Goblin. Now, maybe if you do a mixture of it, what if it, like, he can transform? That way you don't have to go through, like, the makeups and like, the outfit and do some excuse of why Oscorp would be building some purple and green costume with a glider that looks like a bat. Fine. I'd be fine if you do kind of a halfway where he does transform. He, like, goes green, skin and all that, but he doesn't, like, Hulk out 4 to 3 times his size. Just let him go, like, maybe 25% more than his body size, muscle up and face change, color skin going. If he still retains this size, because there's something creepy about the Goblin just staying the same size as Peter. It makes for much better fights instead of just like a giant brute. But we'll see, man. I agree. I hope they go with OG Goblin over the Ultimate, because I'm not a big fan of the Ultimate Goblin.